All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pits Podcast. This one we're doing a little bit different. We're also going to take the audio from this and do it like we normally do, throw it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all the other ones. But the new venture with NHRA Beer Guy and JB, we're going to start doing some live episodes more often than not, having some guests come on like we normally do. But from moving this point forward, moving on, we're going to be doing YouTube live. So thanks for tuning in. We already have some people jumping in the chat. So shout out to them. Shout out to Gary. Shout out to my son, Nash. I see him in there. But what's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, man, it's going pretty good. Just a long, busy day. So,
Yeah.
Glad it's finally time to sit back and open a beer.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a cold beer in the fridge.
That's the best part about showing up after a long day. The Happy Dad. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, they're great. That's probably the best one I got. Probably get called a sissy, but it's all right.
I got a buddy that really likes those, actually. My buddy Ben, I always see him posting about those. So obviously, I don't know. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 6.5, 7 years. So now, have one for me. I got my water here, but I couldn't tell you what all these new ones that come out. I couldn't tell you what they taste like.
I'm telling you, they've got a little bit of everything now. I was at a buddy of mine's house, and that's where I had one of those. He's one of those guys you wouldn't think would drink one of those. And he's like, "Hey, you've had a few beers. Chase it with this. See what you think." I'm like, "It's all right, but it tastes like you're drinking. If you're from the South, if you had a knee high, it tastes like a grape knee high. If you anywhere else, it tastes like a grape soda." So
I only know that from Grape Knee High from the TV show MASH. Radar. Mm-hmm. That's why he would always sneak off and get Grape Knee Highs. Yep. Never had one myself.
Yeah, they're good. If you ever get out east, that, and then I've got a Diet Sundrop here. My stash.
Oh, there we go.
A little low, but yeah, if you're in the South down here, you definitely got to have Sundrop, Cheerwine, and Knee High. That's about the three staples out this way.
Nice. So how's it been so far? I know we did an episode a week and a half ago with Richard Gadsden, man. How are you adjusting? How are you liking this?
Yeah, man, I love it. It's been fun. Kind of just seeing, how many people are interacting with it, how many people are watching the stream, or watching or listening to it on Spotify. Some of the people I work with are starting to check things out as I'm kind of filling them in and running into people. We have a little engagement committee at work, and they were like, "What's one of your highs? What was your high for February?" I was like, "Well, it wasn't February, but it was March." But I was like, "Yeah, I get to be on a podcast now. Co-hosting a podcast and getting to talk drag racing, so that's fun."
Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you're liking it. I'm really super stoked that you reached out to us. Like I said, I really wanted to go into a direction of going live on YouTube, but I have a hard time sitting here talking to myself, acting like there's someone else listening or pretending like there's a whole group of people I'm talking to. I can feel like a phony. So to be able to sit and actually spitball things off someone that's truly there on a screen with me just fits so much better. It makes the nerves kind of ease out a little bit. Still nervous jumping on here. I mean, I'm going to sound herky-jerky for the first few episodes until I really find my groove, I'm sure. But it's nice to have you on here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to be here. Listen, I've been on Shake and Bake. I've been on Life's a Drag. And then, last week. And just trying to figure out and, kind of figure out which way to go and navigate and move around. And I look at myself on the screen, and I'm like, I don't know where to look. So I get nervous all the time. So my wife, like I say, my wife was one of my biggest critics when it was the Shake and Bake. She's like, "You didn't act like yourself." I said, "All right, but I'll try to do better."
Yeah, I know. I got a new stream camera here, and so it's on a weird placement right now. So I'm like looking at the camera and then having to look back up at the monitor because I didn't really place it where I really want it yet. I'm still trying to figure out because it'll take a few episodes to work out the kinks for a multitude of things for sure. But I am finding myself looking at the camera and then peeking here, and then I could see myself on camera looking off and say, okay, let's just focus here,
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sitting in a nursery right now. So I've transformed it into my area because wife's in there finishing up dinner. Because
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, hasn't been following NHRA_be your guy on Instagram, first off, shame on you. Go ahead and jump on over there after the show. Give him a follow. But our man here's having a baby. I mean, not himself. His wife's having a baby. When someone says he's having a baby, that's always a weird terminology. But him and his wife are having a baby. So congrats to you, man. I know you had some appointments here and there. How close are you truly?
So we're 33 weeks, I think. 33 or 34 weeks now. Now we're doing ultrasounds every week, and so they're just trying to measure him with some of the stuff she's got going on, and just make sure everything's going good. But I guess 37 or 38 weeks. So we're hoping, or Dad's hoping, we go about second week of April, and that way we're able to kind of get adjusted for 2 weeks and then go to the drag race in Charlotte. So I don't lose my camping and lose my tickets. So.
Yeah, no, I understand that for sure. Things are definitely going to change, and time schedules and time frames are all going to be askew once that little guy pops out, man. So trying to make plans is just like throw them out the window when that little guy comes. So, I hope it works out the best. You can make it out to the race, but if not, I know you're going to be enjoying your time. It'll be a blast anyways.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's done said, she's like, if you want to go one day, you can. I'm like, I feel guilty if I go and you're not with me. So we'll cross that bridge when it gets here. But right now, just focused on hoping he gets here safe and healthy and everything's all good with him. So right now, everything checks the box. So
we had our little guy in 2021 and got married in 2021 as well. Was it 2021? Somewhere around there anyways. But he was still a little guy. And I left to go to the races for one day for my bachelor party. And like I said, I felt guilty. I was like, man, the little guy's at home. And as much as I was having a great time still, my mind was still left at home. So, sometimes it's just better off to just choose to stay home, because otherwise it kind of takes away from the fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're going to play it by ear, and like I say, hopefully we'll see.
You're going to head out to North Carolina for the IHRA event?
Yeah.
Try to make it?
Yeah, I'm going to go play Incognitus. I was talking with Allie Bland. I was like, don't hate me. I was like, but we've got a boy we go camping with. He's never been to a Nitro event. I don't even think he's ever been to a drag strip. So, it's going to be a totally, mind-blowing experience for him. So I'm excited for that, and I think it'll be fun. I think Bobby Bodie's going to be there. What's his name? Dale Worsham's going to be there.
Yep.
And Terry Haddock.
Jasmine's going to be there as well.
Oh, is she going to be there?
I believe so. I know she, at least
that must have been what she posted about.
Yeah, I seen that she was headed over there to test, and so I'm assuming she'll test a day maybe, and then race this weekend. But yeah, there's some other names. I know Camry Caruso, she drives out there, former pro stock driver. There's going to be quite a different names. It'll be cool. I know we're talking IHRA, and some people are probably cringing right now, but it'll be a great time for sure. Yeah,
I mean, it's like they say, competition's great. I mean, if you ask me, I'm an NHRA guy. I don't think I'll ever be I've tried to watch it. It's got to be better in person, because I can't watch it a lot.
Online.
Yeah. It's not I'm used to Galvin. I'm used to Courtney Anders and all those, and Joe Costello and all them talking. And I'm like, when I don't hear those voices, I'm like, the commentary just almost sounds cringy.
Yeah. It's like it's like going to the minor leagues. For us, I come from close to the Bay Area. Kruk and Kipe, those are like the San Francisco Giants legends. It's like listening to them and then going to your local baseball announcer and being like, it's just not the same. I know I think they're going to have Alan Reinhart, which, he's got a golden voice for the sport. So that'll be neat, at least to have him out there and hear someone that, is used to calling NHRA and drag racing. So, but either way, it'll be a blast, man. I mean, kudos to you for going and not, drag racing, no matter through and through. So I I wouldn't shake a stick at it and not go myself. So
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. We're going Saturday, so I guess that's their elimination day because it's Thursday through Saturday. So I'm assuming, I guess, all the eliminations and all that good stuff is on Saturday. I guess they'll post a schedule, or they'll have a lineup of their events. But yeah, it should be fun. I don't know what time we're going to leave and go. So, like I say, it's just going to be all scheduling. But yeah, I think
it'll be
it'll
cool.
all right.
It'll be cool to have you out there, man, and have someone from the drag racing scene, our podcast, so you can come back and tell us, your thoughts of it and whatnot, or maybe on next episode, and maybe ease some other people's, concerns or whatever. Because I haven't talked to anyone that's ever been out to an IHRA event, at least not in this century. So it'll be interesting to hear what you say when you come back for sure.
Yeah, I was talking to there's an older guy at work. He's a big drag racing fan, and he's like, when they first come back, he was like, "Man, the IHRA's coming back." I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've been a drag racing fan my whole life, because I haven't. Mm-hmm. We're in North Carolina. You grow up on NASCAR, and you don't, you hear about the John Forces, the Kenny Bernsteins, the big names, but that's all I really knew. And then probably my senior year of high school, I think we were in Doug Coletta and J.R. Todd's pit, and we went to a race, and got to experience that, and then I was hooked. So when he said IHRA's back, I'm like, okay, let me go look and see what he's talking about, because I have no idea what he's talking about. So I ended up Googling it, figuring it all out, and I was like, "Oh, cool." So yeah,
at least you're honest, and not being like, "Oh yeah, IHRA, yeah, man, I'm glad they're back." Blah blah blah. I mean, be honest, be who you are. I mean, some people they're born into being a big fan of this. Some people, they found their way into it at a later time. So I mean, I'm just glad someone, we have you here, because I'm not the biggest NASCAR fan. I know I watched it when I was like a littler kid, but I didn't have anyone in my family that was really into it. In my immediate family, everyone was drag racing. I had one of my grandma's like late husband. He was a track ambassador here in Sonoma, and he was there. I mean, he dang near lived at the track year round, kept a trailer up there, and helped out at all the events. And him and my dad are like the two that really got me into it at a really young age. But it's a blast, man. I tell people all the time, like, you don't truly understand what the sport is until you go. You can hear about it. You can, like you said, you can hear one or two names, and you're like, oh, okay. Until you go, man, and then you're like, oh, I want to see this guy. I know this guy now, and like you find someone that isn't a Kenny Bernstein caliber type of name. Yeah, they're great in their own right, anything, but like there's plenty of people that I remember watching growing up that I don't even think I remember them winning a race in any of the time I was a fan of them. And shoot, they're still on my Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yeah. So when I got into it, I was like, all right, if I'm going to get into it, I can't be like, I like John Force, but I'm like, I can't be just like everybody, like a sheep, and just follow the herd to be a John Force fan. I said, I got to find somebody. So I said, well, let me look through his stable. And then I looked through, and I was like, Austin is, I think he's about a year older than me, but I was like, Austin Prock's going to be my guy. So,
if you guys don't know,
just
Patrick is the official from the word of the man himself. He's the president of the Austin Prock fan club. I mean, you're looking at the number one fan of Austin Prock, and that's just not from hearsay. That's from the man's mouth himself. You can go back online, check it out. There's plenty of footage, but you're looking and talking to the Austin Prock fan club president here.
Yeah. So any haters out there talking shit, come at me.
Yeah, this ain't the platform for that, man. We're all, I try to stay unbiased, but there's just something about him, man. Been a huge fan of his since day one as well. And it's like any hate that's being thrown his way, I'm just like, man, I can't. I don't got tolerance for that, man. Like, take that somewhere else.
No, I was reading through comments over the weekend, and it was like, or from last weekend, and I was like, wow, like you go from being one of the most loved guys to one of the most hated. But
Yeah.
I think it's you got your sheep, right? You got your sheep that follow, and they're following John Force, and I love like the PR people at John Force. Everybody's great. I've
Mhm.
talked to them, Cole and those guys. But when he left, like you can't fault him for that. I mean, it's just like if you have a business and you're working with your dad, and say you sold the business, and you and your dad were still working, but they were like, hey, no, we want to take your dad and put him at this other site that we have, and you're going to work over here, or because that's what it seems to be the situation was
Mhm.
they were going to split them up, whether it be take Thomas away or take Jimmy away. They were going to take Nate. They were going to take somebody and switch up their whole geometry of everything that they had put together. And I don't blame them. I
Oh,
don't blame them for wanting to stay together. They've been successful. They've won championships. I mean, when something's good, don't 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 try to fix it. Don't try to change it. It's good just the way it is. And
yeah. I understand them. Not I don't like to. I don't want to use the term throwing a fit or anything like that, but I understand them being steadfast in their belief that they don't want to change anything because the proof is in the pudding. I mean, back-to-back championships, setting records left and right, killing it on the funny car scene. Why would you? It doesn't really make sense. I mean, I understand that they probably wanted to spread some more of that genius that they have on that team around to other parts of John Force Racing. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, there's other people out there. They're not the only one that know how to tune and run a machine like they can. I mean, I just don't. I didn't understand why they were going to do that. That just didn't make sense to me. So I understand him leaving. I probably, if I was in the same shoes, I would have a hard time facing that decision myself. I mean, it's my family. Not only is it my family, but it's my team that's helped me win 2 championships. Like, it'd be like them being like, okay, we're going to take Scottie Pippen. All right, Michael Jordan, we're going to take Scottie Pippen and we're going to put him over here to the affiliate, the minor league Chicago Bulls. And why would you do that? They're all important pieces of the team.
yeah, it didn't make a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense. Maybe it made sense to somebody else, or maybe there was something else with I don't know. I don't want to speculate and say it was sponsorship or with another sponsor wanting a championship, because I know like in NASCAR with Trackhouse, Justin Marks talked about he had obligations of like getting into the playoffs for promising wins for a sponsor to stay. So I don't know if maybe it's that or what it may be.
Yeah.
But what all we know is what we know, and like I say, as El Presidente, like I say, to the haters, come at me.
Right.
So it just it's people being salty is all
Yeah.
it is.
It's pretty wild. I will say that, he first race doesn't qualify. I just felt like, man, I mean, make it at least the second race, because that just like, it gave people the fuel to throw on the fire, and it's like, ah, man, I didn't want to see that happen to him on the first race. And then, him leaving early, that was a whole other debacle, in its whole own right. It wasn't a great weekend to be an Austin Prock fan. It wasn't a great weekend to probably be Austin Prock, I assume, as a drag racer.
Yeah, no, he got, I saw he got a lot of heat for packing up and leaving, but I mean, I've raced I've crashed demolition derby cars for right at about 10 years now. I've gotten cars, made one hit, car cuts off, it won't run. I'm pissed. I come home or I go back. They push me back to the pit. I load it on the trailer and I'm out. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to hang around anybody. You know, it sucks. You feel anger. You feel embarrassment. You feel every emotion I think there is. And, you know, one positive I will say about that is if you watch the video of them leaving, he was there helping tear everything down. So, you know, he's hands-on with everything. People don't realize a lot of how hands-on he is with building. And if you go back and watch some of the old Force videos, he was in there working and building parts. I think he actually worked in the shop before he was a driver. So, you know, he caught a lot of hate the other weekend, and you know, I think it's a lot of people just they're John Force fans. They're hurt. But you know, once everything heals, I think everybody will understand, and I think a lot more people will come back around to say, "Hey, I get it." You know?
I hope so. I mean, I hope so. He's got a long career ahead of him. So, I mean, unless you're steadfast in being a hater for the next 15, 20 years, possibly, you know, I mean, come on, ease up a little bit.
Yeah, he brings the energy. You know, he's always hype at the top end with, you know, his interviews, whether it's bad, whether it's good, it's raw. It's Austin Brock, or I feel like it is. It may not be, but that it feels like it's a raw energy, and I think every fan should appreciate that, because if you start ridiculing that, then I think you start seeing them clam up and not showing any emotion, and they just get out and say, "Yeah, car ran good, made it down the track. Yeah, glad to go to the next round." I don't think none of us want that. No. We want somebody like a Maddie Gordon, which was awesome to see.
What a start for her, man. I mean, we'll change up here and talk about Maddie Gordon, because, man, what a killer start to a career. You couldn't have written that any better. I mean, I know she didn't make it to the finals or anything like that, but the people she mowed down in the first 2 rounds was like, oh my God, okay, well, there goes that one. There goes this former champion. And here she is in the semifinalist, going to be in the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge this weekend in Arizona. Her drive down the return road, man, where everyone acted like she was a member of the Beatles. I mean, just lost their marbles, was like, all right, this is cool to see, man. I mean, I know she had a huge following beforehand, but this, I feel like, is a whole other element of superstardom that we're watching bloom, you know, right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, she definitely turned a lot of heads. She turned mine because she destroyed my drag race bracket bonanza bracket, along with everybody else.
One of the many.
Yeah. So, but no, I was happy to see her do good. You know, beat Sean Langdon in the first round, and then turn around. She beat Schumacher in the second round.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
So, yeah, to do that, and then she lost to Doug Kalita to go to the finals. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, to lose to the eventual winner, you can't ask for a better start. And, you know, better morale booster for her because, one, she's got a big following now.
Yeah.
And, you know, 2, just come out first race of the year and just kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, if she would have won, it would have been
race
crazy.
Josh Hart? I don't think she raced. No, maybe she didn't.
No, I think Hart raced Antron because they're the 4 that's in the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge.
Yeah,
so that's a lot of.
Let's take a look at that. Actually, I got that pulled up right here. I'm gonna pull up got that right here. Had it on my screen at one point. Don't know where it's at now.
It's a Bet365 has the odds messed up on that. I was looking last night and I was like, I'm gonna get together the odds of the race of everything, and they've got like every top fuel driver listed as odds for the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge.
Yeah,
every single one of them's involved in it. So like. You're looking at Leah Pruitt at plus 800. I'm like, you're just donating money.
Right. You're just throwing money in the barrel there.
Yeah, and then you got just because it's what Josh Hart, Doug Coletta,
Yep.
Antron, and Maddie.
Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie's plus 1,400. So if you're a betting person,
Throw some
I'm
money
putting
down
money
on that.
I'm putting some money on Maddie Gordon.
Yeah,
She's got the
I'm not.
momentum.
I I live in California, so sports betting isn't really a thing. We don't live near any like close casinos, but anytime I do bet or anything like that, man, I can't begin to tell you how bad I lose. I quit putting money down on stuff or playing any casino games because you just take my money, just take it. Might as well just take it and just leave. Be a quicker burnout.
Yeah, I lose and just keep trying. I
Yeah,
just keep
you're better
throwing
man.
them out there. Because I'm gonna tell you, if the way the NHRA stuff is, if you throw $1 at it, with like, just say you had for this weekend, you had Josh Hart, Austin Propp, and Erica Enders to win, right? Like you're gonna get good odds on all three of them. You're going to be plus 600 plus. I think you end up with it'd be like plus 23,000 and some change, or 2,400 and some change, something like that. It would be an astronomical number. And you turn $1 into like 250 or 240 or, it's just.
And if you threw some big money down on that, you're looking at some great return for sure.
Yeah, I had one last year. It was a 4-leg, and it was Pro Stock Motorcycle, Pro Stock, and Funny Car and Top Fuel. And I had every driver was in the final. Oh. And I believe, I should have told this last week to Richard, but I believe he was the one that failed me.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure it was him that failed me because I had Greg Anderson, I think I had Austin to win, and I had Doug Coletta to win, and I think all three of those hit, and I think it was him and Gage in the final, and I think either Richard red lit or he just lost on a hole. I think he lost on a hole shot to Gage or one of the Matt Smith bikes, I'm sure. And I was like, because I think it was $586 or something crazy like that. And it may have been the U.S. Nationals. It was one of those races. I have to go back and look, but it was a big win. And I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Richard's been on it all day. Golden. Nope. Lost on a whole shot.
See, that's like how I do it. I'd get super close anytime I bet anything, and then the team loses in the final second, field goal or touchdown, or I can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah. You got that too fast, too tasty challenge.
Yeah, we've it'll be interesting to see because I know that Erica Enders in Pro Stock is back, which I don't think we've seen her in a lot of the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge last season, being that it wasn't really the greatest go around for her from the start to finish of the year, except for Indy when she won her 50th career race. But it's cool to see her back in something like that. I think that gives it an added edge of competitiveness, and it'll be cool to see. I know we got Matt Hartford in there, reigning champion at the Gator Nationals. We also have Dallas Glenn and Greg Anderson.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I was going to pull the odds up. Yeah. So it got matchups for the Too Fast, Too Tasty, and Greg's at minus 225 against Erica for 180. So you can parlay it and it'd be something okay, but not a whole lot. But she's surrounded by KB cars. But
or at least I know Hartford's powered by KB. I don't know if he's on KB Titan, but he's powered. He gets some power from them for certain.
Yeah, I think he's on his own, but it's I think he's got some back. It's kind of like some of those NASCAR teams that they're got a Hendrick motor, but they're driving their own car.
Yeah.
So, but it being a home race for Matt, I would say
Well, yeah,
I would lean towards Matt probably winning. He come out strong.
that's right. That's right. I mean, and he's got the momentum for winning last time in Florida here, but and I'm bummed that this is one of the races that doesn't have any other bikes. So I'm sure if you guys have been listening to our episodes, you know that I'm a big Pro Stock bike fan, which has been really neat because we got to have Chase Van Zandt on a couple episodes ago, and then last week we had Richard Gadsden on. So that was like been a dream for me to be able to sit and talk shop with those guys, hear their stories, and hear stuff that from their point of view on the track, because those guys, I wish they'd race I know Richard said there's some tracks he's glad they don't really race at, but I wish they were on the entire circuit, because like I said, that I know that I'm not the only one that watches them and is like, okay, those are my things to watch.
Yeah, looking at the weather, I'm pretty sure they're glad they're not in Arizona this week.
And all those weathers and just out in the element, man. Like, oh god, that'd be terrible, man. Yeah, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be really, really hot. I'm glad they announced the start of the weekend to be bumped up a little bit, so that way it gives some cooler temperatures to be ran at. It'll be interesting to see how these teams tune and approach the heat this weekend, because it's going to be a cooker out there. I think they said it's going to range from like 105 to 108 on any given day. I wouldn't want to be out there as a spectator sitting in that watching in midday. So kudos to them for bumping that up. I thought it was funny that they called it coffee and nitro, because first off, who wants to have coffee in that? Who's sitting out there having coffee in that heat? Like, not me, man, not me. So it's a kudos to them for bumping it up. What's that?
I'll be finding the closest port of John if that's the case. I can't do coffee and heat. They don't mix.
No. I told Life's the Drag guys, they were asking who they thought the winner was going to be this weekend. They're running down the winners, and I'm like, it's none of the people you guys have mentioned. The big winner of the weekend is going to be the water and beer sales people. They're just going to absolutely crush it. Like, those are going to be the ones that walk out of this weekend going, we took home the big bucks, man. We did it.
Yeah, they're going to make a lot of money. I know if I was there, I'd probably be plastered, because I would forget to drink water, and it'd just be straight beer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that fits your name. So, I mean, if you were out there drinking water, people might look at you and be like, this guy's a phony. And if you're a beer guy, he's out here having water. You know? So, I mean, it'd be all right to see you out there crushing a few.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be one of those races you see people that you don't expect to win.
Yeah.
Just because it is so hot. It wouldn't surprise me for Austin to come out and win. It also wouldn't surprise me for a tuner like Jim Head and Spencer Hyde to turn around and, they kind of fumbled around a little bit through qualifying, finally got to Q4, made a good run. And then, they had a pretty good day on Sunday. I think they lost to Alexa in it wasn't semifinals. I guess it was the second round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I think he could have a good day. But
I mean, look at last year's winner, Paul Lee. I mean, that was kind of like throw a name in the hat, pick one. Because, Paul Lee, he's not winning, races week after week. I felt like it was one of those that on any given Sunday, it could be your day this weekend in Arizona, which we're back to those elements again. So who knows? I think we will see some good racing out of the Force team again. It was cool to see Alexa and Jordan go down and do their thing last weekend. I think we'll see some different names out there that maybe we haven't seen making it to semifinals lately or anything like that. It'll be cool to see how Matt Hagan runs. I was expecting him to come out and maybe win the race last weekend, just based on how he ended the season last year. So it'll be cool to see how he runs. And then, as far as top field goes, I have a hard time not believing, again, Josh Hart's going to come out, be a name to look at because of how he ran last weekend, how consistent he was. But just like in Funny Car, pick a name out of the hat. It could be anybody.
Yep. From watching Brittany Force last year, I'd got bit and burned so many times in drag race bracket bonanza. I was like, all right, I'm not taking Josh because they always do good in qualifying. Then we get to race day, either
First round.
lose in the first round to a 16 seed or something stupid happens, right? So, but I don't know. I'm happy he's come out and done as good as he's done. I don't know if Top Fuel. I feel like Sean Langdon's due a win.
Yeah.
And
anyone from that Coletta team, him and JR could be someone to look at in Funny Car. They ran really well so far. But yeah, it could be anyone in that Coletta team that picks up a W this weekend.
Yeah, and I mean it's been a while since we've seen Ron Capps win, so could be Ron Capps weekend in Funny Car. I don't know. Me personally, I hope Proc comes out and wins. I know that's
you and me both.
That's a biased opinion, but I hope he comes out and win. But if it's not him, Spencer Hyde.
Spencer Hyde would be great, but just for the pure cinema of watching Austin Proc take home a Wally this weekend after everything that's been going on, not only just last race, but the whole off season and everything, I feel like that would put such a bright spot on him to be able to show off his personality and what he's truly got to say behind a microphone. Because I know people say, oh, he wasn't really, tempered last weekend when he gave his interview to Amanda, but you really want to see not tempered, watch this man win a race after this. I mean, plug your kids' ears.
I was going to say, they might need to get the censor button ready and the cover up of the hands. But yeah, no, it would be definitely big for them.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I personally think J.R. Todd's going to walk away with it. I expected him last weekend to pull off the W. He's just someone that I kept an eye on throughout this offseason through testing and whatnot. And I was really, really impressed with how his car's moving, how they're tuning it. I know he's got a cool mindset moving forward, and he sounds pretty at ease in the mind behind the seat. So I personally, my pick this weekend is J.R. Todd to walk away with it. And then in Top Fuel, another just heart grab, I think, would be Maddie. If she could pull off a W this weekend, that would be super, super cool. So that's just one that I'm kind of romanticizing about because I want to see the theatrics play out on screen. I want to see how that would be. And then in Pro Stock, my picks would probably be. I don't think that Greg Anderson really showed what his car is capable of last weekend, and I know he had some trouble during qualifying and barely made the qualifying ladder. But I see him coming out this weekend. They figured out some things and pulling off maybe a great turnaround as far as where he stood last weekend and stands now currently.
Yeah, I think he was consistent to a certain degree towards Q4 because he ran a 660. I don't think it was a 560.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a 560, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but he ran consistent there towards the end. Into qualifying, got in the field on the last run. Then he made a great run throughout the day. You're just seeing KB just be KB. Elites, I feel like they've closed the gap, and I think if Greg Stanfield gets a good setup again, he showed a really good run there at the end of qualifying in the heat of the day, and because he was my pick to win, nice. And he didn't. I don't think he made it out the first round. But no, this week we're gonna have to keep up with these, so we keep up with who's on top and who's the loser out of the bunch. By the time we get to the end of the season between the two of us.
That ain't a bad idea, man. Maybe we put some put some something in a pot to see if maybe we could take home something, a little competitiveness to keep the fuel going.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think my picks this week, I'm going to go pro stock. Give me Dallas Glenn this week.
Yeah, DG.
I want to go Eric Andrews, but I'm going to go Dallas Glenn.
It's always a good time when he wins too, because his wife Sadie, round after round, they instantly pan to her, and she's just like, yeah. I love watching not only him win, but I like to see how she reacts on the starting line.
Yeah, I don't know if you follow her on social media, but she's funny on there too.
Oh yeah, she's super cool, man. That's someone I want to have on the podcast here pretty soon. She not only is the wife of Dallas Glenn, I'm sure everybody knows, but she also runs Top Dragster herself. So it'd be cool to be able to pick her brain about her racing career and how, she sees things through the mind of a racer, not only as, a racer's wife, but actually someone who competes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. She and all her social media stuff, or like the media she does for other drivers and riders. I think she does Chase Van Zant's too, I believe.
Yeah, he was during our episode, he was like, yeah, she makes me look way cooler than I truly am, man. Like, I did. Her stuff is super sick for being someone that is got her hands in a lot of pots in the NHRA world, man. She kills it with the social media stuff.
Yeah, she's somebody I wouldn't want to cross her. She looks like she could probably knock somebody out.
So, Top Fuel, who's your pick there? Put you on the spot. My bad.
No, you're good. I'm trying to think. I want to say Langdon, but
yeah,
I'm gonna go. Give me Justin Ashley.
Nice.
I don't think you saw the potential, the full potential that team's got. They're trying to work out a few things, but I think they'll be okay. And if it boils down to who leaves first, it's definitely going to be Justin Ashley because nobody's beating him off the tree.
Oh, dude, that guy's leaving like it's nobody's business.
Monster. Funny car. Give me my boy AP. I'm just saying it, just because he said it at Gainesville. His dad lost the first one with Beckman when he moved over there, and he won
off 3 in a row. So here's number one out of 3.
Yeah. So why not? And then hopefully the third one is Charlotte. So,
ooh, that'd bode well for you, huh?
Hell yeah, it would. It'd be fun. It'd be cool for sure. But
yeah, it'll be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to it. It was a long off season, so to be able to get back into talking about the season, it's like it's so refreshing, man. Super, super refreshing. And now to have you joining us here every week, it's like this is just an ideal situation for a race fan of myself. My wife, I'm sure, just like yours, she listens and she gives the occasional feedback here and there, but truly she don't care. She don't watch the sport too much, and I probably talk to her too much about it anyway. So I'm super pumped to have you and be able to spitball things back and forth.
Yeah, this is our outlet. This is where we can go and talk about it, and we don't have to worry about what anybody else says.
Dude, I don't care if we get any viewership, as long as you're sitting here and we're talking, and maybe my family tunes in or whatever. Dude, this is just fun for for myself, and to be able to have a fan, in the same conversations, is truly just a blessing to have you here, man.
Yeah, man, it's great to be here. I'm excited to see where it goes. And it's like I say, it's fun just to find somebody else to talk about drag racing besides talking my wife's ear off about it and just scrolling Instagram all the time. So.
Right, leaving some comments here and there, whatnot. I haven't really narrowed down a guest for our next episode, but it'll be another fun one, man. I mean, we'll keep pumping these things out and keep tuning the wheels of the NHRA media machine that we've got trying to build here, and hopefully you guys tune in and follow along. I know we've got some small viewership here this week. We'll be reposting this stuff, like I said, on our our normal Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's normally where we get our biggest views, but this is our first one. So I appreciate everyone tuning in here. We're not going to keep it too much longer here. We've already been rolling for almost an hour. But make sure you guys, I'm going to do the normal spiel here. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz that you normally do for your other favorite podcasts. Because if we're not yet in time, we're going to be your favorite podcast. I tell you what.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm kind of mild-mannered tonight. I'm not as crunk up as I probably could be because I'm exhausted. But
man, you came running in from your your place of business there, your work. So I mean, I'm just happy you were able to carve out some time. I know life's every now and then and throws you a wrench more often than not. So I was just super pumped that you were able to find some time to sit down with us, man, because it's been a blast so far to be able to sit here. I was pretty nervous leading up to this, being like, okay, if he bails on this episode, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't blame the guy, but
yeah.
Man, it's going to be so nervous. I already posted on social media that we're going live, so I have to go live now. And please, Lord, man, let this guy show up.
Yeah, no, I was going to be here come hell or high water. It was just like trying to figure it out. Like I say, I missed the ultrasound today. I missed start time when we were planning on doing this. So I was like,
hey, man, the podcast, like you said the other day, man, the podcast is the least of our worries. In that text message when you said we're husbands and fathers first, man. That first off, that right there. If you weren't already my guy, that text message I got from you last night, I was like, that's the kind of person I want to be working with right there. Because absolutely, man, this stuff, as fun as it is and exciting, and as much as I want to make it a priority as much as possible, it really don't mean a thing when it comes to the big grand scheme of things. So I mean, I will make every accommodation to make sure that we get you on here every week. I don't really want to do this without anyone else. Like I said, it's too nerve-wracking for me.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Like I say, I was joking when I got on there on YouTube, and then you sent me a message like, that kind of sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, man, because I was like trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, who do I talk to? Who do I know that's truly like focused on this, and really knows what they're talking about or really gives two hoots about it? And I was having a tough time, I mean, there was a few people I was about to approach and be like, hey, do you want to do some like guest segments? Do you want to come on for like not even a whole episode, but just jump on? So yeah, when you shot that message on the YouTube chat there, I'm like, dude, I'm jumping straight in this guy's DMs. We got to make this happen because I'm super pumped, super pumped, because this is the platform I wanted to do here. Was jump on, have it on YouTube, have it on all the other streaming, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever have you. And so this, again, thank you so much for speaking up, because you fulfilled my wishes so far of being like, this is what I want to do. I took a lot of time off in between middle of last season into the beginning of this year, and it gave me a lot of time to figure out and think about what I wanted to do with this thing moving forward. And it always landed on, well, I'd like to go live every week, just like the shows I watch, and I like to tune into, and I'd like to form this show into something that, resembles that in its own right.
Yeah. I mean, you look at like Elon Werner and Jason Logan, those guys, the way they do theirs. And then you look at Courtney Anders and Stevie Fast and Lyle, and you're like, yeah, I like that. That right there is the way to do it. So, yeah, and especially absolutely. Having somebody else, because it's like there was one episode I tuned in. I think Courtney was by herself, and she was like, "This was the worst." Yeah. So I can't imagine like how it was just being the only person. Yeah, the whole time. Because
I got lucky with how I've been doing it so far, and I haven't had a camera to sit behind. Everything's just been only audio based, and so it does take the pressure off because no one's looking at you. I can go in, say I screwed up a little bit, I can go back and re-record, make it sound like I'm just the greatest guy behind a microphone possible. But in reality, this is how I am. I probably do 100 takes on an episode just trying to get one stupid sentence out. It's like,
yeah. Now you don't have that luxury.
Now you're just getting me raw.
Yeah. So, but that's good. But no, it's gonna be fun. And you know, I don't know how well you fared, but our drag race bracket bonanza, I don't know.
Oh, there we
Mine
go.
was
Yeah,
awful.
and make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza and join the Beer Guy League. What's the code to join?
Beer guy. Just make sure it's
course
all
it is.
lowercase and it's all one word. So
Right on. And you did the at the end of the last season, you had that bracket, at the end of bracket, where you had your competitors facing off against each other in a whole other type of drag race bracket bonanza thing. So I'm sure we'll be doing more stuff like that in the future with the Beer Guy League. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Check out NHRI Beer Guy on social medias, and we'll be back next week for another episode. We'll recap the races in Arizona and everything else in between, guys.
see y'all.
See ya. Peace.